You're on the line with PsychLyne. In this episode, we're discussing love. What else?
I'm sorry, the formal title of this podcast is All About Love.
What else?
Hello and hi, it's me, Rico, back for another episode.
Hi guys, it's me, Pascy, and I'm drinking coffee beside Akci and Rico and some other dude. It's AJ. Here, AJ, introduce yourself.
I'm AJ, drinking water and having a headache.
Deserve. Anyway, hi, it's me, Aki. I don't know what to say. I think I'm gonna be a cat person now. Yeah. Ay? No, just kidding.
So guys, kamusta naman yung Valentine's nyo?
Why don't we ask Pasky first?
Yes, Pasky, how did
How
you
did you?
spend it?
I'm drinking coffee.
So, yeah, let's just assume na he drank coffee nung Valentine's Day. AJ, how did you spend your Valentine's Day?
Well, it was spent it was spent on milk tea and
What?
was tudok-tudok.
Tudok.
You make tusok the fishball.
You
Yes.
make tusok the
Okay,
fish.
street
Yes.
foods
It was
and
spent like
milk tea.
it was spent that way, yeah.
And neon balls. Did you buy neon balls?
No.
You. Neon balls, it's quick. It's tok nene.
Oh, okay. So that's what
The orange of the kwek-kwek is not neon, if I remember it right.
It's not,
It
but
isn't,
it looks like it.
but we're gonna count it as orange.
Yeah.
What about you, Rico?
Ah,
How was your Valentine's?
it was amazing. I spent it at school. Just at school.
Yeah, we had a quiz.
School was amazing. Yeah.
Right? You have to learn
Mhm.
how to love learning.
Yes, I love it
It's
so
the best
much.
form of love.
Because February is all about love, right? So pag
Yeah.
love, kasi it's not just about relationship.
That's so true.
Ships. I'm sorry.
Can it
I
be
have
about
a
ships?
loving relationship with learning.
Oh, a loving?
Yeah.
Hindi one-sided.
Hindi.
Does learning love you?
Yes.
It doesn't.
Fine.
It does.
You've been asking questions. How about you?
Well, I went to school, I think.
I think you were absent in the morning.
Oh my gosh, don't spill tea. Anyway, yeah. Valentine's Day was okay.
So since we're on the topic of Valentine's Day and how we spent it,
Mm-hmm.
how much experience do you guys actually have when it comes to these?
Contrary to popular belief, I am the most experienced out of these four.
Okay,
Let's
okay.
ask some questions.
Let's go back to how you spent Valentine's Day, Mr. Man.
I think you were not being honest.
I was watching Little Women
Okay.
with Saoirse Ronan and Florence Pugh. That is the best relationship you'll ever gonna have.
Okay, Slay, honestly. How about you guys? How much experience do you have in this? field?
Alone, actually. In my room, alone, with my dog. It's fine. I have my dog.
Hmm. You too.
AJ.
You guys.
Well, for me, it's a so-so experience. It is
So.
educational.
But
Yeah.
cool, guys.
Aki, how about you throw the ball?
I think I've said a little too much about myself during the previous podcast, so I'm going to gatekeep this time. No?
Fine.
You won't get anything out of
We have two more speakers.
Okay.
Nice the manpower.
I know some things about Aki, so I will report. Sorry, I'm sick right now.
While the others are contemplating, I would honestly say I have an amazing experience when it comes to relationships.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yes, especially when it comes to romantic.
Mm.
So, thank you for the
Ooh.
extra oomph reaction. But yeah, I'm having a great time with it. I enjoy being with the person, vice versa. It's very chill.
Do we know this person?
Don't start. Don't you dare start this.
Okay,
We won't.
We'll
I
put a
know
line
this
on
person
that.
actually.
Yeah, you do. How about you, AJ's
Oh,
drinking
AJ
water.
is not single.
AJ is also drinking water.
Okay.
Yes. Very much not single anymore.
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 Okay.
I think
Which...
it's only Pasky. He's not in a relationship right now.
Yeah, I've never been in a relationship.
Ooh.
That's okay
Never
as well.
been in a relationship.
But you're happy, right?
Okay.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Let's reconfirm. Everyone's happy, right?
Very much
Uh-huh.
happy. Yes, yes.
Pasky?
Some days.
Yes, you are.
Some
Yes,
days.
he is.
Perfect. Now, after experiencing all about that romantic aspects of what we define as usually in love, how about, relationships? How's that going for you guys?
Romantic relationships?
No, just relationships with like
Your friends,
other
your
people.
family,
Because
your
love
stuff.
isn't exclusively towards a romantic partner, right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how is that like relationships with other people besides your significant other?
I don't have a significant.
Oh, my bad. Oops.
Okay, you don't.
Right now, I'm in this weird place with my friends.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Because, because they're far off campus.
Aw.
Yeah.
So
That's
we're not
different.
your friends.
You can say that.
Okay.
So these friends are like high school friends, right?
No, yeah.
And it's hard to keep in touch with them because
It's college.
yeah.
And they're in a really heavy workload right now. Especially considering they're in pre-med.
Are you saying our workload isn't heavy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What are they studying here at MSU?
Yeah.
You said off campus. Okay.
Far off campus.
I see, my
okay.
bad.
Now we are going to talk about the different kinds of love.
Actually, the Western tradition from the Greeks distinguishes 4 types of love and has a Greek word for all of them. Eros, the erotic, passionate love. Philia, love of friends and equals. Storge, love of parents for children. And agape, love of mankind.
There's actually another one, which is philosia. It's often overlooked. It's called self-love. So there are 5 of them. So speaking of Eros, okay, this one is about romantic relationships.
Yes.
Wait, triple checking. It is?
It is.
It
It's
is.
from the Greek god of love.
The more
Eros.
you know.
Eros.
Eros is actually Cupid, right?
No.
No?
Okay, then.
Eros is Greek. Cupid is Roman.
There we go. Technicalities.
We are Greek mythology kids.
Actually, Eros is erotic or sexual or passionate love.
That's exactly what I wanted to clarify.
Oh my god.
So
And-
when it comes to Eros, this is more inclined with the sexual aspect.
Yes, and it is often all about the need, and it's more about the person who's feeling sexually attractive than it is about the person who is the focus of that love.
An interesting thing that popped up in my head while you were describing it is about, do you guys ever find stories where they just get together for the sake of getting together?
By
Yeah,
getting together, you mean?
Just when they use the term dating, but I don't think they're actually interested in each other's life in the long term. You know what I mean?
So parang they just kind of don't want to feel lonely? Or they
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
contract?
Yeah.
So they resort to
Interesting.
things like physical things.
Yes, the easiest thing to stimulate.
So there are no ties to each other.
Basically, all of Western media.
Ooh, spicy take.
Except Little Women.
Now, Storge, re-clarify.
It is the love parents hold for their children. So it's like familial love. Is that correct?
Have you guys experienced this?
I don't
I'm
have
out.
children.
I'm
No, we don't.
I
don't
don't
have- thank
have
God.
children. I don't plan to have children. Anyway,
Iba, ano?
it's fine, right? It's fine if you don't want to
You
have
told me you
kids.
wanted to make a
And it's fine
basketball
if-
team.
What? Jeez.
And
That's-
officially, this segment
oh
is
my
now
gosh,
red
that's
flag.
libel.
Okay, proceeding. How about your guys' experience with the third one?
Oh, philia.
Philia. What's philia?
Philia is the love of friends and equals.
Oh, this one, I think I'm very blessed in this area because I may be lacking in a lot of areas in my life, but my support system has always like made bawi for that lacking, which is I have amazing friends, I tell you.
Cough, cough. Go back to episode 1. Cough, cough.
Yes, it can be between lovers when they've been together for a long time and are not so hot and bothered anymore.
Anyway, moving on. So we also have philosophia, which is often overlooked because this is self-love.
And it's also new, right?
It's
It's
new.
pretty new.
I feel like the perfect speaker for this
Yes,
one should be
It's
Pasky.
Pasky, because he's the one practicing it the most.
You don't love yourselves?
I do.
Yes, we do.
Then
But-
why am I the only one practicing it?
I
The
do love
most.
myself, but you
The one who
know.
practices
The most?
The most.
Sometimes I don't love myself.
Aw.
Why not?
Then how do you love yourself again? Let's ask that question then. If you don't love yourself, how do you go back into loving yourself? What level of self-efficacy do you do?
I don't know. I just wonder how people feel when I'm around.
Oh, that's a very interesting way of dealing with it, I guess.
So you practice self-love by.
Loving other people.
So you are extending the love, which is
Yeah.
okay. That goes back to philia, but then that's also a part of philosophia, which is good. So how do you guys practice self-love?
The best thing that I could say is that I give time to myself. If ever I feel like things are getting too much, I just take a pause and do something that I like. A hobby, something that stimulates me in a way that it takes me off of the negative and makes me focus on my good sides.
Ooh.
Well, for me, self-love is food and is sleep.
Hell yes.
That's
I
the
love
best
that.
too.
Speaking of self-love, our technical director / producer is drinking matcha. That's also a form of self-love. Okay?
Did you seriously just host?
Reward.
Drink your grasses.
Anak man.
That's matcha.
Anyway, we move on to I think this is considered the highest form of love.
Yes.
It's agape, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
It's
love of
mankind. So
Ooh. Love of mankind.
This goes hand in hand with my favorite word, altruism. See? It's a fancy way of saying I love or care for everyone, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yes, love of mankind meaning self-sacrifice? How
Is
else
for
are you
sacrifice?
how else are you supposed to support like mankind or a greater populace if you don't like dedicate your entirety, you know? Because any half-baked goods is just worthless.
Interesting.
this reminds me of the religion aspect. P.S. I'm
yes.
not a religious person, but if I remember it correctly, that's what they're linking Jesus to, like
Yeah.
agape, because
Yes.
sacrificing for the humans and whatnot.
It is actually the love modeled on the love of the Christian God for men and the love of man for God.
It's interesting.
Yes.
You Christians are loved.
Speaking of types of love, there are also basic types of relationships. These are family relationships, friendships, acquaintances, romantic relationships, sexual relationships, work relationships, and situational relationships.
Also
sometimes
relationships with yourself.
called- sometimes
Yes.
called situationships.
I think the most I can say about is platonic relationships, since I have a really small friend group and I don't talk to them every day physically. I talk to them a lot through online, and having deep relationships with women teaches you a lot about love.
And speaking of which, I think I'd like to add to that because, like, in the context of the high school, colleges life, like, platonic relationships are often parang, for example, if you have a romantic relationship,
Yes.
parang why do some people think that it's not okay to have platonic relationships with
Other
the
people
opposite sex or something,
or
if
the same
you
sex
already
even.
have
Yeah.
a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner, ganon. Like, I don't understand that. Where is that stemming from?
It's called monogamy.
Because, like, okay,
Close
so
enough.
if you have a partner, you're not allowed to have friends. Now, parang, that's very red flag,
Yes,
So-
very much.
Platonic relationships are important. It's important to have a platonic soulmate, okay? Not just a romantic one.
Also considering that platonic love is like the invisible type of love. It's the type of love you don't actually think about, not
Yes.
much. How about you guys? Did you give anything to your friends for Valentine's Day?
Well, actually, no. I
Exactly my point. Thank you for listening.
yes. Well, platonic relationships are the relationships that you don't actually need to maintain. Like in a romantic relationship, you have to like have actually maybe have constant
Constant communication.
yeah, constant communication. But in platonic kind of relationship, you don't actually have to maintain it as much as having it in a romantic relationship.
That is a very interesting
That's
divergence.
exactly my point. You don't think about them too much.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you need them, they will just pop up.
Be there.
They will pop
Alright.
up.
And sometimes
Like
the platonic breakups are the worst kind.
The worst.
Yes.
Yes. Oh
I'm
my
speaking
gosh.
from experience as a person who has never been in a relationship.
Aw. Even if I have been in a relationship, like the platonic breakups are like the worst. They're very painful.
Because
You told that person a lot of things
Everything.
about yourself and then you just not talk anymore. It's really weird. And I hate it.
I guess you can.
Who did I break up with? I don't know.
So it's almost like you're losing a part of yourself, something like
Yes,
that.
because your friends are the people that are like the
Spend
most
time
like
with.
you.
So besides that form of relationship, are we gonna attempt trying to talk about familial
Oh
relationships?
my gosh.
Oh my God.
I feel like this is
That's a lot to
a little
unpack.
sensitive for like some of us
Yes.
because
Uh-huh.
not everyone has good relationships with their families, but that's fine as well.
I think I have a good relationship with my family. Hi, Mom, if you're listening. I love you so much.
Okay, how about the other types?
Rico.
Me?
Yes.
Yes. How's your relationship with your
Your fa-
mother?
My mother. She's very loving, she's very caring, but sometimes here's the thing I learned while growing up. It's very easy to misinterpret or for them to miscommunicate their way of showing love. Or at least from my experience, it was difficult to try and get an understanding of what parents truly want or what they think is best for me, and that sometimes I'm in the wrong, and it's hard to admit that. And after I saw their point of view, things started to be clear, and that I shouldn't just keep going headlongingly into things, but I have to be more patient and think about everything before I do anything. That's a basic summary of something that happened years ago that impacted me a lot. So now I'm more careful when it comes to long-term planning.
You are such a loving son.
Like speaking of familiar relationships, parang we have these things called like generational trauma, which is yes, we know that they want the best for us, like they love us very much, but sometimes their methods are just
Incorrect.
painful and
Yes.
It's
Traumatic.
traumatic, traumatizing. I speak for the wounded kids. Like yes, your parents do love you. I think that's true. I think,
I think
but
that
yes, their
Mhm.
methods are just
Questionable.
questionable at best.
Well, as for me, in family relationships, I have a very supportive family,
Aw.
and they actually support me in everything that I do. And
Aw.
when I chose psychology, actually they were very happy for me because uh, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to become a lawyer, but but I
Here
just
you are.
but here I am. I changed my path that easily, and they were very happy, just as they were very happy that I wanted to become a lawyer. But now thinking about the long term, I think I want to practice. I want to go on the path of medical,
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
because they are encouraging me, because they have said that in our family generation.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. It's the generational burden.
I hear the term generation and I'm like,
Okay, so
I
there,
am not talking. Why am I not talking?
yes, and they have said that there have no no one of our family has yet become a doctor. Yes.
A
Ah.
doctor, a lawyer, or a disappointment? Anyway, relationship.
What is happening?
Oh my
Or
gosh,
an
don't come
engineer.
for me, parents. Anyway, parang nakikita talaga natin na relationships have this large impact on who
Yes.
we are as people. So, sometimes we even have like these people who are parang we don't engage with them really, but they still play a part in our lives. Like they are acquaintances.
Acquaintances.
Oo. Parang they're not really our friends, but they're like people we are civil with, right? Do you
Yeah.
have those kind of people? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I
That's my
think,
relationship with some of the students from Sec B.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's not that we're not friends or something. It's just that
I know you.
yeah, you know me from high school.
We're
No, I'm
acquaintances.
saying
Yeah.
the perspective is like, oh, I know you. Hi.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know you. Hi,
There. And it
and
ends
it's
there.
fun, and I
Mhm.
love it. It's these things.
So parang it's like
It's building community.
yeah, it's good building community. It's like similar to the work relationships, the acquaintances, no?
Yes.
Parang you just say
Yeah.
hi, hello, can I borrow your stapler? Ganun, ganun. And the
We've gone through,
interaction
we've
ends
gone through the
there.
same thing.
But it doesn't mean that it's not meaningful, right? Because some days that those little gestures, those little smiles, those little greetings, they save you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Indeed.
yes.
And I have to specify that humans are social beings.
Yes.
We
Source.
need social interact. You can search any outlet and they're going to come up with the same result. There are some people that state that they can be alone for an extended period of time, but they still have those small cliques where they're caring for that person and they still keep in touch. So by definition,
You're
these
not.
little interactions, as Aki have stated, are very important to all of us, and we should learn not to,
Shut people out.
shut people out or close them off, but learn to appreciate these sorts of gestures. Spread the love,
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Also
Question
considering the fact that, building up of your point, that when you don't spend time with people, not that deep relationships with them, you tend to become individualistic,
Yes.
which is inspired from Western media.
Yes,
I
again.
am going to blabber. So like
free.
when you don't interact with the people around you, you don't build community in your specific areas. You tend to feel alone. You tend to not have relationships.
Yeah,
But we are designed that way,
Right.
no, to like have relationships. Because like if you don't interact with people, there's this part of you that's hollow.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Empty, very much.
So once again, we are social beings.
Yes, thank you very much.
I don't have the source.
I don't have the source.
I don't have the source, but I am a social being. And I believe you're social beings. And you, the audience, are social beings because you're listening to a podcast of social people.
Yes.
So speaking of relationships, where there are those kinds of relationships that you don't want to get deeper or such, wait, in a manner that it is beneficial to both of you, even if there are no bonds in the long run, and this is called sexual relationships. Well, what are your takes on those?
No strings attached.
No
Ganon.
strings attached, yes.
All I can say about sexual relationships is that
They're sexual.
They're sexual, yes.
and I can sort of say it stems from a sort of insecurity.
Mhm.
That again, I'm going back to what you said. If you don't have relationships in a greater scale, you tend to fall back on these easy to access or things that stimulate you a lot. That physical ecstasy, I guess.
Because like in our culture, dito sa culture natin, parang sexual relationships are frowned upon, right?
Yeah,
What is
they're not
taken?
actually that talked about.
Uh-uh.
When you're at home, you talk about sexual relationships. You don't hear your parents talk about it ever, unless you're a
Never.
female person who got pregnant.
Then
Then it's
talked
part of the
about.
discussion. I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's your take on the sexual relationships?
The one that brought it up.
Okay, sexual relationship works best when everybody is clear about what they want. Not that I have an experience about it.
He
Thank
says
you
it
for
with
He
clearing
says
that
it.
up.
He knows what he's talking about.
no. He says it with such confidence, almost as if he was experienced.
So if you don't tell your partner what you want, you might find you expect different things. One of you might be looking for a fling, and other than a marriage. I mean, there are no ties actually together in sexual relationships. That's why people tend to have these relationships. That's why they release stress. Release stress. Mm-hmm.
Tsaka reminders regarding sexual relationships, it's important for it to be consensual and like
Yes.
mutual, right?
Yeah.
Because like if those two are not present, it's very dangerous. So watch out, guys.
It's illegal.
At
It's
this-
immoral.
At the same time, we look at the age or age
Oh, yeah.
ranges of
Yes.
where, you know,
Mm.
we say mutual consenting, but at the
Not
same time,
kids don't have consent.
exactly.
They're kids.
They don't have the proper judgment for things like this. So if you say mutual consent, fine, but like I don't think they truly understand the repercussion of their actions. What's important is that they talk things out.
Yes, there are boundaries within each other.
And people have to respect those boundaries.
Yes,
But I don't trust children. That's the thing.
but
Don't
it's true.
trust
And
children.
sexual relationships can actually be
For
very,
children.
Beneficial.
but yes, beneficial. Have you watched
Where-
Friends with Benefits?
Benefits?
Yes.
Why are we talking so much about sexual relationships?
Yes,
None of
the
us
kids
have
are
had sex.
awake.
Yeah. We're trying to
I
give a
think-
bail. You think?
Huh.
Everyone fell silent.
An interesting take. Now that we've discussed all about the different types of relationships,
We'd like to circle back to the different
love languages.
Oh, so before that, AJ, what's your love language?
Oh.
Well, let's define what a love language is.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is this like my way of expressing my love or the one that I want to receive?
I
Yes.
think it's both.
I think it's both, yeah. Because it's essentially a language. It's a communication between two people.
So this is the
Send
channel.
it.
So
you
there's,
want.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's the receiving and the sending.
I see. I
Yeah,
see.
I learned something from Sir Brett.
Thank you so much, Sir
But if you're
Bretty.
listening, thank you po.
Shout out.
Okay, back to AJ.
Well, we will be discussing about the definition of love languages, and these are physical touch, word of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, gift giving, and the new one,
Which is a secret.
which
Which
is
is a secret.
Yes, we will discuss it later on.
yes.
Now, which is yours?
For me, is it okay that you can choose everything? I mean, you can have everything. That your love language is.
You can choose all five, but I think there's
dominant.
one.
There's a
One or
dominant
two.
one.
What's your
These-
favorite?
How when you have a significant other, right?
Yeah.
So when this significant other does something to you
Yes.
consensually,
How do you give a gift consent? What?
I will
because
give you this
you
gift.
have to take the gift.
May I give you this
Duh.
gift?
And then
Respectfully.
like which of the five is the best when this person does something to you, I feel so loved. Or when I want to feel I want to tell this person that I love them, how do I tell it, in what way?
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite?
Maybe my most favorite one of them
You
is
can choose one or two.
quality time. Yes,
Oh.
quality time. Quality time with one another really builds up the relationship, and it can be a good foundation for both of you in the long run.
So you love going on dates?
Like somewhat, yeah.
Oh, so
Can quality time be like calling or chatting? Yes.
It can be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the one that threw the question. Aki.
Yes.
What's your love language?
my love language is acts of service.
Dominatrix.
Acts of service because I'm a dominant.
Wow! I'm a dominant.
No, just kidding. I like being showered with, parang ask like, okay, do the dishes for me, cook for me, ganon.
Yes,
I
I do
I
the
just love it.
cooking.
But
Yes,
that's
I do
also
the
how I
cleaning.
express my love. Like, if I love you,
Oh.
I mean, even
I
not a
thought she
certain-
was just wanting to be a princess.
if I love you, not, parang I will do things for you, ganon. Yan. Rico.
Okay, it's back at me. I love, and when I say love, I truly love physical touch.
Oh.
And it's because
Share.
Please specify
Please.
more on that.
yes, because it's very intimate, especially when it comes to the person that I love. I like it when that person is close to me and I know that even if we don't talk or even if we don't go too deep into details, our mere presence or us hugging each other, it really just warms my soul and it makes me feel so special.
Oh my god.
Bigla akong kinilig.
Somebody asked me about mine.
Ask yourself. What's your love language?
What's my love language? Let me think. Okay. It's actually gift giving or receiving.
Unexpected.
JC, we're friends,
We're
right?
friends.
I'm not gonna give you anything.
I tried my best.
So gift giving.
There's something about giving something, not just something expensive, not in the materialistic sense, but having to give someone that
The
Oh my
word
God.
you're
The
looking
effort. So you're talking about the effort that the person has.
No,
not necessarily the effort,
It's-
but the fact that
here, I found your word. It's personalized.
not really.
Right?
Oh.
It's not that personal. It's not that it's personalized. It's that when, for example, I was walking through the street and then I thought of you and then I bought you something.
Oh, actually, that's my second.
Wow.
Is that personalized?
Yeah. When a friend brought me a wallet. Oh my god.
cried. You cried?
Not really. I didn't cry. But the thought that this person thought of me. And,
Oh. Oh, so that's what you're thinking of.
yeah. I can just give you a rock and you would feel happy.
As long as it has sentimental value,
Yes.
right?
All
Not
significance
really.
to you.
Huh?
It's the thought.
It's actually just the thought.
It's the thought. But I
Okay.
don't support
That
or don't
makes-
like people giving flowers. It's weird because it lacks thought.
It's a flower.
It's a flower that you buy.
Speaking
That's
of,
it.
Hey, that's why I threw in the word personalized.
Yeah.
You have
When
to
it's flowers, it's supposed to be personalized.
yeah.
Because it's dedicated to the person, not just another red rose
Exactly.
from the garden of another bitch.
Exactly.
Parang that's a good introduction to this new love language, which is feeling known.
Yeah.
Parang that's it. I'm thinking of a person and then,
Feeling known. So when the two of you are talking and then this is my understanding of feeling known. The two of you are talking and then this person, the other person remembers some minor detail about you and then you feel like you're loved. Oh my god, Aki is having an epiphany.
no, kasi this reminds me of my platonic soulmate, my best friend Harrison. Parang pag we go on road trips, group road trips, parang sabi niya like, "Oh, don't sit there because Aki likes sitting there." Like those details, like this person knows you like, "Oh, don't do that. Aki doesn't want that. Oh, do this kasi Aki prefers this." Like that's so intimate, right? Feeling known. That's being known is being loved. Ika nga nila.
Age
How
now.
about you? Do you have something that resonates with what they said?
Feeling no. I think I don't. I think I don't, but I have similar experiences for that because when somebody remembers you from something, from an item, of course. I mean, in my ID I have a small strawberry and it reminds me of
I just want,
I
what?
do not. Oh my gosh, I did
What
not
does
just
it
make that
remind you
face.
Ano?
Kinikilig siya.
He's strawberrying.
Do not make
What?
that a term.
my significant other. Yes.
He's growing strawberry.
He's going. He is actively turning into a strawberry as we speak.
Yes.
He's growing hair.
That was very nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you only have one?
you? Who?
One love language?
I think I have two. But nasabi ko na kanina.
My second one is similar to Aki's, which is acts of service. Because there's something intimate about.
You wanna be a princess?
No, I don't want to be treated like a princess, but I want to treat someone else like a princess.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's very masculine.
Indeed. Agree.
I'm very mask. Believe me.
Now, now that we're talking about the different love languages, how about we talk about the balancing of self-love and love for others? Because these languages can be disbalanced at times, you know. Sometimes people don't want to keep receiving gifts, or sometimes some people don't like being touched always. Things like that.
I thought
You thought.
you were referring to how you use your love language to feel that you love yourself.
I guess that can count as well. Just the balancing of self-love.
So
and-
you're talking about boundaries.
Yes, that's also a thing that can be termed.
Yeah, so there's when your love language is physical touch. Excuse me. But your partner or the people involved don't want to be touched. So how do you reconcile that? That's basically what you're asking.
Yeah. Things like that.
I don't know. You're the one with physical touch as your love language. How do you reconcile
It will
that?
take a lot of compromise. For example, Pasky and I are a couple. For example only, okay? Let's-
Okay.
Why are you emphasizing that?
His love language is physical touch, and I don't like being touched. Pero we can settle for like, okay, you can hold my hand. Don't get mean. I'm just,
This is an
just an example.
example.
Pero
Oh my
it takes
God.
a lot of compromise pag ganun, diba?
Of course. And that also puts into question now how
I just touched Aki's arm with my pinky.
okay, going back. When it comes to love and its definition, it's an interaction, or it can be an interaction between people and yourself. So by that, it puts into question how much do you love this person. You know, that puts things into perspective now. How much are you willing to compromise in order for each other to communicate properly?
Oh.
And
So-
that goes as well with yourself.
Yes. You need to have like boundaries.
Yeah, love is basically compromise.
And you're not supposed to, just because it's your love language, you should do it to everyone or to everything you want, right? It should be something
What if-
special.
Yes, there's that.
What if I want to express love for everything?
Oh, then you just have to control it, because if you try to piece yourself out to everything else, then what else do you have left for yourself?
Parang the analogy I can think of is, it's like 2 cups
Ah,
and the
yeah.
other one is full. So, di siya, parang you're pouring, but, sorry.
Up.
You should
So
take,
those 2 cups have different volumes.
Volumes of water.
like
So,
it's pouring.
You have so much love to give, and the other person has less capacity
This
for
person is
love.
the receiver of that love. So, don't pour too much or else mauubusan ka.
Oh.
Parang ganun.
What if
Hindi niya kaya yung love.
hindi, like, my question is, what if by giving others I refill mine also?
Oh.
Well, parang love is like that. It's like give and take, right? You fill others, you get filled by others. Parang ganun yung, speaking of the cup analogy, ha?
Yes. But if you were to pour your cup into a ditch, or, you know, a place where
Bottomless.
a bottomless pit,
Yes.
then that's where you would run into issues. You will not receive that love that you're looking for.
Oh.
So we have to be careful and mindful of where we place our water.
Yes.
Right, AJ?
AJ?
Yes, of course. Don't you love water?
I just love water.
Oh, drink.
Very much.
Me sipping coffee.
Okay, now from balancing self-love and love for others, we are now moving on to boundaries, love versus obsession. So, explaining about boundaries in a relationship are kind of like this. They help each other figure out where one person ends and the other begins. In short, boundaries help you define what you are comfortable with and how you would like to be treated by others. Yes, and they apply to any kind of relationships you have, whether a friend, a family member, partner, or anyone else in your life.
Boundaries are cool.
They are.
They are.
When we're talking about boundaries, it's a level of respect
Yes.
towards the
Yeah.
person. Acknowledging that not everything I do will be good for you. Right, AJ?
Yes, it's true.
Okay. So, how do we put down those boundaries, and where do we mark the point of obsession?
So parang, it's like there's this hairline difference, no? Between love and obsession. Because like, you're seeing the same things, it's just not, the motive is different.
Okay.
Can you elaborate?
Parang
Yeah,
love,
please.
it's more like parang selfless, kumbaga.
Oh.
Just obsession is you're doing this for an ulterior motive.
Oh,
Or something
interesting.
that is
You wanna
related to
gain
yourself. Yeah.
something. Mm-mm.
Have you watched You?
What
You?
is that?
Oh, I haven't.
Netflix?
I
No?
haven't.
Explain.
Explain. Why? Why do you?
Explain the concept.
You, it's Ben Badgley.
Oo nga, pero the story
Give us a
is...
summary.
I'm asking because I haven't watched it.
Oh. No synopsis or anything?
So basically the main character, it's an interesting TV show because the main character is the one, instead of, let's just say the girl is being the main character, the protagonist, it's actually the stalker.
Oh, wow.
Like, have you guys watched The Penthouse? That show depicts one of the best examples of an obsessive love that's actually low-key. Because sometimes hindi natin nakikita eh. Like, this guy named Ju Dante and parang the mistress Sojin, parang
keep
love
going.
bombing and stuff, ganun. Like, he wants Sojin, like he does all these things for her just so that he could feel this narcissistic,
Oh.
Ego?
Oh.
yes.
So it's self-serving instead of, so that's
Oo.
a definition of love and self-love. Love and obsession already. Obsession is self-serving.
Oh, obsession is self-serving.
Tapos love is
And it's not healthy. Obsession is not healthy.
selfless.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding,
Ding,
ding,
ding,
ding. This is
Segment
another
ended.
segment. Segment reminder, I mean, that we are not professionals. Kindly do not take this as official or properly researched advice. That is all.
We are basing off of our own biases.
Yes.
And on iffy articles.
And when you coined the term stalker, I was very interested because obsession can also be a form of selflessness in their eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you use the term stalker, like, I'm keeping watch of you to keep you safe.
Oh my
Things like that, you know? Or maybe like, I'm their number one fan. They must notice me every day. They love me. I love them. You know, things like that.
That's creepy.
It is,
It
but
is.
it is a
It's-
form of obsession,
It is a
right?
form of obsession because that's how villains think.
Villains, interesting term again.
No, because villains think they're always in the right.
Oh, okay.
That's how you make a good villain in literature.
Okay. So we can say that
Yeah.
it's a corrupted form of love.
So basing off of that conception, stalkers or obsessed people think that they're doing it for the person, but it's actually self-serving.
Yes.
Yeah, I just summarized your thoughts.
Our thoughts. AJ, pull in your mind juices.
Oh.
Parang what's the
Let the
difference of
stalker
love
speak
and
for
obsession
himself.
for you?
Love and obsession.
Yeah.
Well, love and obsession for me is like where well, it is closing off the boundaries of each other. I mean, if I cross your boundaries, that's already, for me, it's an obsession of love. I mean, if you don't want to be touched. If you don't want to be
Why
touched.
touch?
Why touch? Yeah, same question. Why touch?
If you don't want to be given gifts, okay? If you don't want to be given gifts, why should I give you gifts? Because for
Oh.
me that's kind of satisfying for me to give you gifts, but for you it is like torture, and it is like it's punishing you.
Especially if the person grew up in a household that was not very gift giving,
Yes.
they would find that act of love, quote unquote, what's the word? Yeah, it's strange, it's unfamiliar.
Ooh, speaking of unfamiliarity, I found the term. I think it's possessiveness.
Oh.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
possessive.
Now, this is where
Why is
obsession.
AJ ready? Ready. Possessive ka ba, kuya?
Would you like
No,
to
I am
experience
not.
this?
I am not actually, but there is an experience from that, but I'm not going to emphasize on it more because of
No.
yeah.
You know,
Ni Aki possessive.
I'm not possessive. Hindi ako jealous, girlfriend.
I will blow my nose.
Okay, so let us define what exactly possessiveness means.
Possessiveness is like when a person keeps you for him or herself.
Yeah, parang it's this, they're kind of demanding your total attention and love. This relates to yung may anger outburst pag hindi mo yun nabibigay. Very
And
dangerous.
this was explained kanina that when in relationships you are not allowed to be in other relationships, and that's the kind of possessiveness that
Parang-
this is telling us about.
Possessiveness is like this feeling of entitlement that
Yes.
you own this person.
Yes.
Wherein love is not like that. It should not be like that. You're not owning this person, right?
Love is patient, love is kind.
Pasky with the double down.
Okay.
So
So
parang one main difference pa is that love is pure, quote unquote. Wherein obsession is full of this jealousy and possessiveness, ganon. It's not healthy.
Yeah. The thing about obsession in my mind, it's very easily warped. So things that we keep on saying can be misconstrued, and they say, I love them. It's just that they don't know how to love me, you know? I'm doing all this for them. I can't believe it. You know what I mean? Parents.
Obsession. Yeah, because
Oh.
it's a fact, guys. Like Asian families, oh my gosh, they're obsessed with their kids' futures.
Yes.
Very obsessed. Like they try to shape it in any way they can.
Yeah.
And-
So, basic off of this model, Asian parents treat their kids as investments. And
Exactly.
Yes,
Retirement
exactly.
plans.
retirement plans.
Now-
That's called obsession. It's not healthy.
It's a warped form of love. You're trying to guide your children at the same time. Make sure that your retirement home is gilded in gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't use the word gilded though.
Okay, sure.
Gilded is like it's fake gold.
Ay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's gilded. Supposedly. Oh my god, we're going off.
Interesting
Basta, i-search
point.
mo.
Anyway.
Thank you very much
But
for
in
that.
the side of children, when they are spoiled by their parents, it's like a form of guilt for that children to be able to give them back what they have given.
Pero
Oh,
this is
my.
just my perspective. Like,
Yes.
we don't owe them anything.
Yes, yes,
God.
it's true.
We were brought in this world without our consent. It was
Yes.
not our choice.
Controversial.
Like, to live. I'm so sorry.
It's
but
just like
this
that.
is
We are
just
so
my
sorry
own
for the
opinion.
parents because we are
Again,
children ourselves.
I must clarify, this is my own opinion. You can call me out, you can cancel me, but that is just my own opinion and does not reflect the organization's stand nor the university. Thank you very much.
Boom, boom. And that's our second red flag for this episode. How long can we last? But
First and last batch.
I just have to say, I understand that perspective. I was like that before as well. I used to spam that quote over and over, the fact that we didn't ask to be born. At the same time, or at least for me, from what I've seen, some parents, even though they hate being a parent, still tried their oopsies. They still tried.
Third red flag.
How long
Can we still
last?
stand?
I like using swear words to emphasize because they try
He
their
grew up on
absolute.
Western media.
Whoopsies.
Oopsie.
They do their absolute best to provide, even if it doesn't give them the luxury that they have. There are still bad parents where
Yeah.
they prioritize themselves, but the truly selfless ones, they just warm my heart, even though
yeah.
you know.
I'd like to add, I saw on a TikTok comment because the comments are iconic. Just some mother said to a commenter, just because you're not loved the way you want to be loved doesn't mean they don't love you at all.
There.
This is true.
And speaking of that, because it's Valentine's and we're emphasizing on love, I also saw a TikTok. It said,
Damn.
doesn't mean parang that your mother didn't break all the traumas doesn't mean she didn't break one. Oh, diba? You think
Yeah.
of that and you kind of want to weep and say I love you to your mom.
Damn.
or such.
That is.
It's okay.
Okay, AJ.
Okay, so in relation to all of this, how do you break the boundaries between love and obsession?
How do we break it?
You don't.
You don't want to break it.
Actually, you don't. Wait. No, actually, how do you distinguish it? Actually,
Oh,
Oh.
how do
can
we
you-
keep in the safe line?
Yeah.
how can you safe line? And that's
Uh,
through communication.
Okay.
Okay.
Very nice advice.
Communication and
There
comprehension.
Are,
Yes,
There are
yes.
very telltale signs, right? For example, I don't want being touched, but my partner, like, for example, just
Keeps on
keeps
reaching.
on.
Yeah.
Yes. And if I tell my partner na I don't like being touched, please don't touch me, and this partner of mine does not respond or does not respect that, that's already called a red flag.
Red flag.
Yes.
Obsession, it falls there. There has to be mutual respect. There
And
has
love.
Mm,
Love.
consent,
Love
trust.
lang.
Ganon.
Can someone keep a counter of how many times we said love throughout this
Like
95.
374?
Okay.
We have been here for like more than an hour, so we've said love more than
Mm-hmm.
a few times.
Mhm. So again, it comes back to the respect of another
Communication.
person,
Yeah.
communicating your intentions and properly interpreting it and putting it into action, of course.
So actually, what is it called when another person is not listening to the other person?
Oh,
Stupidity. No, it's like
Is that not possession?
Hmm?
Is that not possession? Somehow
It
is
just
that's
depends on the
possession?
context.
Yeah, possession is like it's specific.
Mm-mm.
it's more of they're not listening to what you want because they have something that they want that
Because if I want this, I want this, I want this, I don't want this. Yeah, right. And it's like
even though you don't want it, I still want it. So just you have to accept me for who I. Again, that's another misconstrued statement. Oh my god, I just stumbled upon it. The one where
What?
it's like, we love each other. Accept me for who I am,
Yes.
and I will not change. All my negatives, you have to take it.
yes.
What are your guys' viewpoints on that one?
Parang for me, that's hurtful to your partner, especially if you have like these habits, these attitudes that are not healthy, and you're forcing your partner to accept them
accept
because
them,
that's
yes.
just who you are. I think if you're that kind of person, please don't enter a relationship.
Yes.
But like, it's love. It's supposed to be selfless, and you can't change me. I'm not consenting.
Yeah, it's supposed to be selfless. So you, as this person who has this attitudes that you do not wish to change, that these attitudes are hurtful, you by selfless, it means that you should think of your partner. So
I'm not being hurtful. You're just misconstruing me. I'm misunderstood, and I feel like I'm being I'm being verbally assaulted right now.
Yeah. So
It's
accept,
like, I think
accept,
if
and
you
that's a
love
red
the
flag.
person, you care a lot about
Yes.
their feelings. Am I hurting? You overthink. Am I hurting them? Am I crossing a boundary?
Yes, it's true.
Right?
That is our normal paradigm, but you'd be surprised with the amount of people that could resonate with what the things that I've just said. The fact that I'm special, take me as is, and I will not change according to what you think of. Have you guys not encountered things like that?
I haven't.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's 2 yeses. How about you, AJ?
Question mark? Yes.
There you go.
It's a painful past.
So the thing about that is when people use that statement, they misconstrued it a lot. It's okay to accept them for now, but the important thing is that you change for the better,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. Because
You-
you don't want to hurt your partner.
Mm-hmm. Well, moving on from that
On a lighter
segment-
note,
yes, we are now officially entering our
Kumusta Ka?
Kamusta ka?
Okay. So,
Okay.
the first
Kumusta
entry-
ka?
Kumusta ka ba?
Kumusta kayo?
Kamusta?
And thank you, by the way, for responding sa namin.
Yes, thank you.
Ang daming
Thank you for
Anyway, the first entry, this person says, is panliligaw considered as love bombing? Oh, controversial.
I say yes, ate. Kasi pag nangliligaw ka I'm gonna speak this in English. When you're making ligaw,
Well, when you're
when you're making
courting-
ligaw, you tend, as Aki said before, unrecorded, you put your best foot forward
Yes.
Parang I think that's our culture kasi. Panliligaw is like putting your best foot forward.
in order for me to like you in some way. You have to do some things,
Yes.
and then when I'm satisfied with what you've done, I am compelled to date you or something.
That's
that-
the logic behind it. Or
That's
yan
the
yung
logic
paradigm.
behind it. Which is why a lot of men, because they're the one doing the ligawing, they tend to feel that they're not compensated for what they've done.
Okay.
Gets mo?
I speak this on the perspective of a woman na naligawan na. Like, I didn't ask. Naligawan mo ko?
Yes, it's true.
FYI. Hello? So, ayun. Let me just ask you guys. Okay? AJ and Rico. How do you ligaw? And what is your parang... Do you consider ligaw as love bombing?
Yes, how do you ligaw?
How do I ligaw?
Answer the question for someone who's never ligaw.
Whenever I only did this twice in my lifetime, I think.
Mm.
One of them, I was very ill equipped with wisdom. I didn't understand how things interacted with. Some of my co-stars are reacting very, very vigorously to my statement.
Because we know him from high school and he used to like this girl.
Oh my god, here we go.
And then
We'll talk about this off camera or off recording. Now, that was one very bad experience. I didn't quite understand things. And so I was very manipulative and I had the perspective of, as long as I put in the effort, she's gonna like me? She will like me. I don't have the instant reward or feeling that I am being liked as well. I must keep going. And then at a certain point, I'm like, fuck it, I'll do someone else. Is what my younger self would or did. And so that line of courting ended badly because I tried to make the person I was interested to jealous because I was losing interest and getting interest from someone else.
it's good that you grew out of that phase.
Yeah, so it was basically forcing yourself.
Yes, it was forcing an interaction. That was an act of desperation that I'm not proud of.
Yes.
I'm stating this because these things are wrong and that we should change ourselves.
Yeah.
Kudos to Rico for
learning.
sharing.
Yes.
And with that, here comes a happy story. The other time na nagligaw ako, the first one I considered, yes, it was love bombing because I wanted something. The other one, let's just say, I felt very relaxed when I was with this person. I felt very comfortable. And the things that I used to do, because it was seen as big sweeping gestures of love that I used to do, I stopped doing it. And it became more natural, my expressing of love. And so this time, I don't consider it love bombing. The second time na nagligaw ako. And it turned out better than I expected. And now, she's kind of my girlfriend.
That's so
Okay, so in my case, panliligaw is actually an experience that you need to grow up. I mean, when you ligaw the first time, you have like these lessons that you will learn, and that these lessons will go on forward. I mean, for example, there are those people who love bomb because they are inexperienced with a mature relationship. And for
Yeah.
me, yes. And that in that sense, the panliligaw is like filling the cup too much or excessively, and in the long run filling it not too much anymore. I mean from the panliligaw stage, it is like you give so much at that stage that in the long run, mas maliit na yung ibibigay mo.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yes. And
Yeah, that's my concern with panliligaw
Yes.
because when you're putting your best foot forward, your worst feet tend to come
Come afterwards.
come
come
afterwards.
afterwards. So if they accept you when you give
Yeah.
out your best foot,
And then you
And
show
then-
your bad foot.
and then you show your bad foot, and this is where Rico comes. Accept me. This comes with my best foot.
You like my best, here's my worst.
Here's my worst, and
Yeah.
that's the case of panliligaw. Because in experience to that, you learn valuable lessons. Because how you treat a person actually relates to how you were raised.
Okay,
You're
yes.
agree.
I
Also
have to
considering that controversial
Controversial.
in this country, there's no divorce yet.
Yes.
So like for example, a guy makes legal to a girl, so shows his best feet forward, and then they get married.
And then,
And
oh my
then-
God.
And then
the worst
The
shows.
worst comes.
reality comes, and the guy's weird. She doesn't like him. She doesn't have the means to like divorce the one he's married to.
Mhm.
So it's like a form of love bombing.
Oo.
Mm.
Kasi parang, for me, I demand consistency.
Yes.
So parang,
Apo.
this is not
God bless.
something, no, I really demand consistency because like, my partner right now, parang we were friends in high school and stuff. Like, I don't know, like the way he treated me before, it's still the same. Like, it's, actually elevating pa eh.
Wow.
If I may say. Parang ganun, parang I demand consistency because like,
Yes.
I do not like love bombing.
Is
like,
he by chance a elevator?
So it's true that it needs to be consistent. So how consistent you were when you were in that legal stage, you must consistently bring that up in the long run.
Oo.
Yeah.
That relationship.
Not show your best
Yes.
saka forward. And then after 2 weeks, you just go poof.
Yes.
Ganun. Oh my
Just
God,
go
that's
away
toxic.
for some
I
time.
just noticed that in this question we didn't even define love bombing.
Or what even panliligaw is?
So
Okay.
like love bombing, it's like when you're in 2 weeks in the relationship or less or more, you drop the L word.
Yes.
That
Which
early,
is?
which is love.
Okay.
For example,
I love you.
yeah, I did it. I made ligaw to Aki for 2 weeks and then I told her I loved her.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically. This is hypothetical. Do not tell this to your partner.
He will be listening.
Ganon. It's really weird because you don't know that. You don't know, for example, me, I don't know Aki that much. I just saw her walking. And then I told her I loved her. What are the dynamics? It's so weird. For me, actually, I think that love is an intimate process.
Yes.
Oo, yes.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
It's supposed to be an intimate process. You get to know the person.
And it's leveling
their
up,
quirks,
leveling up.
their habits that some you don't like. Like, Aki plays papers, please. And in some way, I don't like that, but I love her.
Aw,
After like a year,
So it must
hypothetically,
Yes.
Yes.
I love her, even if she plays papers, please, for example.
Yes.
okay.
So it is a type of progression that we must consistently progress.
Yeah.
Because when it spikes down to panliligaw, it spikes up and then it totally goes down. That's where we fight if we love this person or not. Because if we pour it our all on the first part or the first weeks, first months, there we will lose the happiness, the relationship. We will lose the drive to love that person, to give her or him that consistency. If you set it at a high bar, then you must also be going to maintain that high bar or progress more
Surpass.
from that high bar.
Yes,
Yeah.
preach.
Okay. I think
From experience.
Wait,
have we resolved that?
from from the perspective of these two men, I will not be resorting to legal methods
Oh.
because it's like it's weird. It's some power over the person instead of like, yeah, I'm speaking
No, into it. Closer.
closer.
Okay.
We're keeping that segment.
We're keeping it. Instead of like, I give you flowers for like a number of days or weeks, and then ask for your response, I would just simply, would you want to go out with me? And then to build some sort of intimacy between you two people, I would ask you how you see yourself, like something like that.
Get to know them.
Get to know them, and then learn if we click together, if there's something between us,
Wait,
and
what?
then I
Yeah, sorry.
learn
go
to
on.
love you.
What exactly is panliligaw?
It's courting.
Yes. in our in our working definition, this means
Parang it's a
I
process.
think it's a pursuit.
Yeah.
Pursuit of that person's yes or no.
okay.
Yes. So that's why rejection has been invented.
Taken bad.
All right, we cleared that one up.
Okay.
Next one. And love bombing, love crumbing, love rotation, and ghosting.
Oh my god, that's
this
so much.
person must
Man.
have been through so much.
Yes.
Preach, bestie.
There are a
whoever
lot
you
of
are.
technical terms, so please.
We've defined love bombing
Yes.
to our knowledge.
What is love cramming, AJ?
Oh, I actually am not familiar with that word. Can you explain it to us?
Okay, Pasky.
Love crumbing, it's like from the concept of crumbs, you're giving someone crumbs, leading them on.
Ah, okay, okay.
Crumbs are things that they want to do.
It's like flirting.
Yes.
For example, Aki's interested in me.
Okay.
You're the nearest one. You're gonna suffer.
Okay, I'm interested.
Hypothetically,
Or
hypothetically.
I'm interested in Aki. Kadilatan. Because I'm interested in Aki, I instigate a conversation between us.
Yes.
And then Aki points out some details that she might have an interest in me,
Okay.
but she actually doesn't.
Yes.
So it's voluntarily leading me on.
Yes.
And then, like, after some period of time, oh my god, I'm blanking.
After
After some-
giving the
yeah.
crumbs.
Yes.
So
Stop
She's
giving the
gonna stop giving the crumbs
for a while.
for a
For a
while.
while.
And then
when
not
I notice na you're not interested in
Yeah.
me anymore,
Yes.
I'm gonna give the crumbs again. So
Yeah.
you will. Oh my god.
So it's
So
like
it's
manipulation, yes.
so it's leading you on.
A form of manipulation.
Yeah, a form of manipulation, yes.
That's so hurtful.
Before we give our comments, love rotation.
Oh, this is basically cheap.
Basically cheating.
Basically cheating.
Yeah.
Everyone agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now ghosting.
Ghosting.
Should we even explain
I
this
think
one?
everyone knows.
What ghosting is. For formality's sake, let's define it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like leaving someone on red. Things like that.
Yeah.
Or
No longer
leaving
responding.
no longer responding to the messages.
For example, you're in the talking stage and then this person just doesn't talk or reply anymore.
Yes.
Not that they have some sort of
Not the
responsibility to reply to you, but like there was some relationship building from there.
yes. And then they just suddenly
And then
it's just
suddenly
stop.
stop. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Or you could just not in the stalking stage, not in the talking. Oh my god, I said stalking. Not in the talking stage, but you're in a formal relationship, and then someday they just stop replying or
stop
responding forever, not giving anything.
So what's everyone's take to ending these toxic manipulative terms?
AJ,
Yes.
Ending.
Yeah.
We should.
Do you agree? Yes or no?
I mean, yes, there should be a way for us to end all of these, and these are that we have talked about this kanina, and it is communication, understanding, and what was the other one?
Respect.
Yes, respect for boundaries. Yes, it's true. I mean, if a relationship starts, one must be known for what they are doing. I mean, if hypothetically I was ligawing someone, that person should know what are my goals. What are
What are your intentions?
yes, what are my intentions? Yes, it's
What
true.
do you want out of this relationship?
What do I want out of the relationship? And if those are not given, those boundaries are not given, or they are not explained deeply, then it really leads to like
these things.
these things, and the consistency. It does not. It does not progress, and it does not continue.
Okay. So we all agree that we should end these sorts of toxicity, I guess.
Yes,
Manipulation,
toxicity.
yes.
Formally,
Manipulation.
this podcast does not stand with these terms, nor we do like them, or do them.
Yes.
I believe. I don't read my co-host messages.
Okay, next.
Does horoscopes affect your love life?
Oh, I'm not familiar with those. I have
Well-
never been.
First of all, we are psych majors.
We are psych majors. Well,
Yes and no.
yes and no.
Well,
You
I
can
have never
believe
been-
what you want to believe
Well,
about
it only
horoscopes.
affects you if
Yeah.
you believe in it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's the part
Mm.
where it's a kind of yes/no statement.
Yeah.
Technically, no. This has zero implications to our relationship.
Yes,
But
but,
Yes.
unless
You
if the
believe
other
in it.
side, and you believe that horoscopes are,
They
true.
just dictate your entire
Yes,
thing. You believe in it, so it
then
has
it works.
To be
Then it works for both of you if you both believe in it. If, for example, I am make ligaw to a person who believes in horoscopes, and I don't believe in horoscopes, that just doesn't work, right?
Not necessarily.
true. They can make it work if
You can
you're
make it
mature
work.
enough.
Oo. It
Yeah.
only works if you believe in it. Because if you believe in something, you
Yes.
give power into
Yes,
that
it's
something.
true.
And then this something has power over you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yun.
So if you want to make ligaw when the Venus is in retrograde, you can do that if you want to.
God
If you
damn
want
it,
to, it's
please.
optional.
Just Pasky, you okay?
Okay, next.
Or if it's in the Mercury is in retrograde, you can do a speech.
And there we have it. So our answer is a yes, no.
Yes,
Yeah.
no.
Depende
Yes,
po.
no.
And to our next question.
I
Bakit
think.
hindi?
Wait,
Nope.
stop
Oh,
ending
what?
first. I think psychology doesn't agree with horoscopes, so we're gonna
Yes.
stand with that.
Yes.
But also, you can believe what you want to believe.
This is
Just-
a free world.
just do not force your beliefs onto others.
Yes,
Yes.
it's true.
Do
Yes. Please don't accept.
Okay.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
Anyway, this next person
Oh.
says, sorry.
The next person says that, bakit hindi ako nagkaka-crush?
Baka wala kasing crush worthy.
Yeah.
Ah.
Maybe you haven't spotted that one yet. Yeah. Or you want to become a
The
priest or
ones.
something.
Or maybe you want to.
Or, you're part of the arrow spectrum.
Huh?
Which
Which is?
entails
You don't
formalities. Sake.
yeah, arrow meaning you don't experience romantic attraction. to other
There you
people.
go. That's what.
So if that's the case, what is love to them?
It's the other forms of or other love languages still count though. Like you can still do acts of services.
You can still feel platonic love,
Yeah.
but not
Not in a romantic way.
This
Yeah.
is why yung term na nagkaka-crush comes into play. They probably love their friends.
Yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
That-
ba't kaya?
So there's that.
So there's
So they can be an arrow.
My advice to this person is just, I don't know, observe yourself.
Yeah, and don't worry about it too
Yeah.
much. Even if hindi ka nagkaka-crush, it's fine because there can be other things that can occupy your mind besides
Yes, it's true.
worrying
Yes.
about that.
there
Yeah.
are other types, yes.
Same.
That's our advice. Pero for yung question mo mismo, we have that. And also maybe because
Walang crush worthy.
Oo.
Yeah, walang trustworthy. It's true.
and they can probably come at a later time.
Yes.
You just
Or-
have to be patient.
Yeah.
Maybe at the age of 60. Oh.
Well,
Yes, there are a lot of couples in that area. And it's okay. Age doesn't matter, actually.
okay.
Actually, it does.
Next
It does not.
next up sa Kumusta Ka is
Cancel
Cancel
hook up
hook-up culture. Oh my gosh.
This is
well obviously I'm a yes.
Yes. Hookup culture, oh my god. It's controversial because hookup culture is essentially, I think, loveless.
Yes, it's true.
There is no
There is
intimate
no-
love.
There
but,
is no
There's no
intimacy
ties
in
to
it.
that. Yes.
but there is the physical aspect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't like that
And I don't like that
So-
because it lacks intimacy.
because it lacks
okay.
intimacy.
Yeah.
So if
But
your love
when you
language-
say hookup culture, when you say canceling hookup culture, you would refer to these things and agree with the notion that hookup culture has effects on the rest of society.
yes.
How one would view themselves and their body. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
How one would view themselves and love. That's another.
Mm-hmm.
So I essentially agree with canceling hookup culture because
It lacks intimacy.
not just that, because it has negative effects on how you view yourself. And as psychology majors, we advocate for the
Yes.
uplifting of your self-esteem.
Okay.
Yes, and one of those disadvantages is to be um in the long run you won't the person that does these things will uh have a ano,
Problems.
yeah will have a problem in making our relationship ay yung genuine na relationship.
Okay, there it is.
Yes, parang if you are used
So
to
you agree?
So if you are used to hook up culture, then
It becomes
parang
difficult.
it will become
Yeah.
difficult for you to find a long-lasting relationship in the long run if dito talaga nag foundation nanti love mo.
We have found middle ground.
Yes.
Yes.
Not only that, but there are, well, at least in the romanticized versions that I've seen things as the hookup culture, the thing where it's like it's a form of love that they don't understand yet. They're into the hookup culture, but then
Remove your finger.
but then it's stops being that. You say it's a culture, right? It's in a community, pero then a person suddenly narrows it down to a singular person that they want to hook up with constantly. You like this sort of paradigm, the person is now just confused. So that's where I'm drawing my line in. It's like people can be confused of how to interpret love, or they can be misinformed that the hookup culture is the easiest and fastest
Yes.
way to get that early connection.
Yes, it's true.
And then it's hard to build off of that because you only want the physical.
Yeah.
And then later on you realize I actually love this person.
Yes.
But how else can I express it now?
Our next entry this person says, hindi ko na yata siya mahal.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's so sad.
My question is, are you currently in a relationship with them?
Or is it like on the legal stage?
Hello.
Kasi that it can be explained from our kanina yung point namin kanina na if you pour too much on that relationship then it is sure to run out. It is sure to run out. And if hindi ko na siya hindi ko na siya yata mahal, then I think that's normal. Falling out
Yeah.
of love is normal, right?
That puts into question again, what was your metric of love? Or how did you feel those sorts of feelings with that person? And then if you identify what it was and what exactly ran out, maybe it's because we spent a lot of time together during high school, and then we're now in colleges and we're in separate facilities.
We're not spending any time together.
And I don't love the air quotes are there now. It's like I don't love him maybe, but when you introduce him again or her, and then those feelings,
Yeah.
that's where you have to communicate.
Yes, and that's where the ignition must start again. Clean up the ashes and start a new fire, right?
Okay.
Or
Okay.
or
Or
rekindle.
just it's okay to have doubts.
Yes,
with
it's
your
true.
Love. It's reflection that you're.
Love is about doubting
Yeah.
and communication to each other, the way you understand each other.
We are social beings.
Yes.
We have to. This is going to be hard. We're spitballing answers, but it's very difficult to put into practice.
Yeah.
What we want you to try and do is be confident and know your worth, and that if you're hesitant, just understand that this lack of communication will lead to not only anxiety because of uncertainty, but it's going to cause you dread for what could have been. And you don't want that because you, as the listener, are important. Okay? You have to understand that you have value and that these things will destroy your value in
Yes,
the
that's
long
true.
term.
And
Okay.
in your word, it says yata. So,
So
you're
yata,
still not
you're
sure
still-
of that. Yeah. So
There's
Doubting
still
phase.
even if it's in an inkling.
There's still hope.
something.
there's still hope for that
Yeah.
to set a fire again.
The main takeaway here is that you have to do something. If you want this person, you are going to communicate. And if you don't, set it and forget it.
Yes, it's true.
Ding ding.
Ding ding ding.
Ding.
Next entry.
Next
Is it-
entry. Yes.
this person says, is it possible for gay marriage?
Oh my God, that's so controversial.
Ilaban mo.
Gay marriage is
Very political.
Yes, it is a
We-
very.
Is it possible?
Is it possible? Yes.
Yes.
Can it be legalized? That's
Yes.
another question.
That's another question. But we are not within the right avenue for this to like start. because this is essentially a podcast on psychology, not political science.
Yes. Truly a unfortunate setup.
Yeah.
Mm.
This organization, we believe, is an advocate for gay rights.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
I don't know.
And for the longest time, this has been one of the issues about gay marriage.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not something that we can actually comment on
Yes. Even if we
Because you
commented
would-
on, we don't
because
have the
you
power.
would consider the legal aspects and the politics of it all.
Yes, it's true.
The possibility, what we're trying to say is that if we were to try and answer it, it would be a very vague and not quite what you would want, not
Yes.
satisfactory. So at best, we're going to say we support.
Yes.
We support. Yes.
Or we can go the other route, say like the most political answer.
It probably wouldn't
We
be
can
right.
either confirm nor deny that.
And
next question.
okay.
Next question.
And
Bakit-
last,
Okay. Bakit hindi makareject and
Ang
bakit hindi makareject ang babae sa mga lalaki? What?
When was this rule?
When was this?
When was this rule stated?
because this is maybe this is personal.
Bakit hindi makareject ang babae sa mga... So if you're talking at a personal level, well, you're the only one that can answer this because there are a lot of... I mean...
Also, we're not going to step over some women. So let's
Yes,
let
so
Aki
let's-
answer.
To
I
the
actually
women.
have a very traumatic experience regarding
Exactly, which is what
rejecting a
Yes.
manliligaw. So, I was young. I was in high school. I had this manliligaw who was bombing me with this expensive stuffs and like
Is it ano?
no,
Hey, hey,
no.
hey, hey, hey.
It's the
Jeez, I
ano?
can't believe you're
Stop.
gonna out me in the podcast. And then, so
The first one or the second one?
parang what happened was this guy like gave me gifts like every day.
Whoa.
Ferrero Rocher,
Wow.
shirts, teddy bears, and whatnot. And then when I rejected this person because I simply realized I do not like him, and I have told him that,
Whoa.
he began to like hate me. And
Whoa.
parang he was telling everyone na I was ungrateful. He gave me all those things and whatnot. So from that day forward, every manliligaw, I banned giving gifts because I told him I can buy those myself. You don't have to give me.
God damn.
Parang
Sheesh.
yun
She's
kasi
a bad bitch.
no because
Exactly.
pero yeah, part of me, I was young, okay? I was in the 7th grade. Imagine.
You just outed yourself.
You just graduated.
Oo nga,
What?
parang I
Everyday
was
gifts?
ashamed because, yeah, like, my cousins were telling me, ala, he's giving you this gift. Parang there's those factors kasi na parang sometimes, parang ginagaslight ka ng mga people around you. Ala, parang, bakit?
Sayang.
Oo, sayang. Ganito, ganyan. Eh, parang nare-realize ko,
Mayaman
I do
nga
not
naman.
like this person. Tapos when, nung, ano na, parang ano doon?
You got things settled.
Oo, parang I got the courage to finally reject this person.
Whoa.
Parang, yun, I said sorry and ganito.
Ay,
He hated me. Like,
Lo.
parang
There
he,
it
he
is.
told,
There it
he
is.
told everyone
Yes.
na I was ungrateful
There it
and whatnot.
is.
Ganun. And in the first place, I did not ask for this thing.
Yes, it's
Which
true.
is the most toxic aspect of the panliligaw culture in the Philippines.
From your experience, here is our reason kung ba't hindi maka-reject ang mga babae sa mga lalaki.
Yes.
Number 1, the whiplash from rejecting it. And number 2, just the viewpoints of people around you is very
Yes, it's
toxic.
true.
Especially
Yeah.
here.
Especially if in the Philippines, because we grew up with what's the term?
Being
Being grateful?
No, utang na loob.
Well, just utang na loob talaga.
Yeah, because you've been in grade with utang. with utang na loob, and
Yeah.
then this some person gives you gifts, and you're ingrained to like reciprocate.
Reciprocate.
And the moment that you aren't reciprocated, you don't know how to handle
Yeah.
that. So it becomes confusing, and the best way, I guess, young people would sort it out is
Yes.
through violence and manipulation.
Mm-hmm. sa violence of other people. So this just falls under to saying, knowing how to say yes and no.
Yeah.
And for those nanliligaw naman, parang if you are rejected respectfully,
Yes.
parang wag naman kayong maging hater masyado.
Well,
Kasi
don't
It was
take
your-
it
it was your
personally.
kasi you know pag nanligaw ka, there's a 50-50 eh.
Yes,
It's not
it's true.
100% guaranteed.
It's not even 50-50.
It's not even 50. Maybe it's
It's
20-80.
maybe like 80% no,
Yes.
20% yes.
Yes.
She's trying her best to make sure that people still have a hope, you know? Let the dreamers dream.
So it's a risk, yes. It's a risk
Yeah.
between relationships, and it's either a yes or a no, and it's not to bombard the other person with the best foot that we are talking about, and it's not by giving gifts that we can win over people.
Also, sociologically, some women don't have the capacity to reject because the man might be potentially violent.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Violent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's why some women cannot just say no.
outright.
They have to beat around the bush
That's
to not hurt the man's feelings because the man can potentially be violent.
So the woman might do something else.
Deflection.
Yes.
Not
something,
to interrupt AJ, not to say that only men and women are involved
Yes,
in
it's
this.
true.
Because we live in a heteronormative society.
Say it again with more enunciation.
Because we live in a heteronormative society.
Yeah.
This can be the cases of men also. So it's vice versa to both genders. And
It's a very hard pill to swallow. The fact that some men are still so insecure about themselves that they can't take rejection.
Another red flag.
I'm
He
sorry,
said
but
the F word.
this
Twice.
this really just grinds my
Yeah.
gears. Just improve on yourself, love yourself, build on your character
Yes.
before pursuing someone so that they have something to, substance.
because first you must be proud of yourself,
And not
you to
just
present
gifts.
yourself. Yes.
Yeah, you're just giving presents and things like that. It's just infuriating for me.
Yes. Because if you show your insecurities, then insecurities will be your face.
Yes, that's it.
So our advice is do not obsess.
Yes, it's true.
It's just love.
And
Love
be
lang yan.
be respectful. Just, not because you're rejected, you will spread hate on the person. Okay, that's very toxic.
feedback. Feedback and lesson
Rolling my
learned.
eyes.
Experience.
Side eye, side eye.
I know some things you don't.
Which also leads us to breakups, right? When we break up with a person, we do not only remember what that person you have been through, but also remember the lessons that were also ingrained in those situations or those memories.
Yes, I have to agree.
In summary of this podcast episode, we have talked about different forms of love and relationships,
Significance of having relationships and different love languages.
balancing self-love and love for others,
Boundaries between love and obsession.
and also
We have reported on some of our insights from our Kumusta Ka page.
yes, and
This is all about love.
yes, it's all about love. This
So
is
let's love. Again, I am Pasky and I have finished drinking my coffee.
and it's me, AJ, still having a headache.
I'm Akci, and yeah, that's it.
That's it for
She's so dumb.
Rico is my name, and I'm still here.
and
you're on the line with PsychLyne.